Welcome to Cram with Camila, where we cram for the RD exam. The menu is going to determine the equipment that you need, the space that you're gonna need, the personnel. You have a no choice menu that will be for people that are unable or maybe they just don't have a desire to choose between food items. Menu can also be limited choice when you're giving them just a few options to choose from. In regards to choice menu, it could be a cycle, a room service, a single use, spoken, static, or two-tier. A cycle menu could cycle, for example, every week, or say every 4 weeks. It really depends on the facility. For a room service menu, for example, at a hospital, the patients can just choose from a static menu. So you have the menu that's unchanged and the patients can just call in whenever they feel like it. So a single-use menu would be used for a special event, a catering, or anything like that. It's just used for that function and is for that day, unchanged. So that is a spoken menu as well, which is self-explanatory. That means that the menu is going to just be presented to the person orally. So they will just say, would you like this or that? Restaurants would have a type of menu called a static menu. That is because the customers are changing on a daily basis. So there is no need to keep providing different options all the time. Two-tier menu sounds fancy in a way, because that's just what that is. That's when a establishment can provide different menu items based on someone's willingness to pay extra for those items. We will probably need to know this for the exam. We need to know the difference between commercial and non-commercial menu. So a non-commercial menu would be something like a school. A commercial menu has in mind a profit as the number one goal, right? So it's designed just for that. But for a non-commercial, that is secondary. That's not the main reason to have that menu. So for example, as I mentioned, a school or perhaps a hospital, that is not their main goal to profit from that specific menu. Remember that when we're talking about school lunch menus, they need to use the USDA's database to be able to plan the menu, to make sure that they're providing adequate nutrition. You probably know what a la carte means. That means that you have different items and you can choose and sort of like build your own meal, for example, right? And then du jour. Oh, breakfast du jour. And you're thinking you're getting something super fancy, but basically what that is nothing more than like a daily special. So it's gonna be something that's like a bargain or something that's used to put a meal together with, say, leftovers, for example. When you are planning a menu, some things that you need to consider go way beyond food costs. You have to also think about people's ethnic background or even religious affiliations. Keep this in mind. Somebody who is kosher, they are not likely to mix dairy and meat in the same meal. They may also not consume pork or shellfish. When you think about a 7-day Adventist, for example, they are usually ovo-lacto vegetarian. They may also consume no caffeine, or a Roman Catholic may not eat meat during Lent on Fridays, for example. When you plan your menu, you need to focus on popularity of different menu items, but of course you have to focus on profitability as well, right? So let's discuss a few terms that we will need to be able to identify for our exam. If we have an item that is very popular and very profitable, that will be our star, because our star is not only popular, but ching ching. Now, if you have a dog, that's gonna be low profit and low popularity. That's sad because puppies are so cute. So a dog, you'd be like, that's a dog item. Doesn't make you a lot of money and not a lot of other people like it. Then you have a puzzle item that is very profitable, but not popular. So I guess that's puzzling because you need to figure out how to make that item that can make you a lot of money more popular. Then you have your plow horse. That is very popular, but you're not making a lot of money with it, so it's not very profitable. How do you handle those different menu items? So if you have your star item that is very profitable and popular, you need to promote that, right? Because you're making a lot of money and people like it. You have something that a lot of people like, so it's very popular, but you're not making a lot of money off of it, so it's not that profitable. How can you go around that and make it better? Well, you could always decrease the portion size. That way you are making more money per portion served. So you have something that you could make a lot of profit out of it, but it's not very popular. So you're gonna need to make a choice. Are you going to promote the item more, or are you going to just discontinue it? Now, if you have an item that's neither popular nor profitable, you probably want to consider discontinuing that item. If you have something that is not profitable and nobody likes, what is the point in having it? Just go ahead and remove that out of your menu, because why would you be buying food that you're never gonna sell? You could use a menu mix to calculate the popularity of an item. So all you have to do is to take the food item and see how many you sold of it and divide by the total number of items sold. And that way you have a percentage that that specific item contributed to your sales. To calculate a popularity index of an item, it's actually very simple. All you have to do is to, for example, if we're talking about a Thursday, you sold X number of apples, and then you have all of the other fruits and vegetables there, right, that you sold. You take the number of apples that you sold on Thursday, divided by the total number of fruits and vegetables that you sold that day. And then you're gonna get a percentage, and that is your popularity index. When it comes to forecasting, what you need to know is, first you need to calculate your popularity index. So you're gonna take, if they're saying next Friday we are going to have 100 guests, how many of, I don't know, let's say, how many mac and cheese dishes do you need to have? So you look back. On Fridays, usually, what is the percentage of mac and cheese that I sell? You take that item, how many you sold, and you're gonna divide by the total amount of items sold, and that's gonna give you a percentage. Then you take, I'm gonna have 100 guests, and this is the percentage of that I need. So you would take that percentage of 100, and it's gonna give you the number that you should have for the day with that in mind. Does that make sense?